Welcome to Matters Financial and Geopolitical from the Frontier. Allow me to wish you a wonderful Christmas holiday. The years pass so quickly. Remember, it was just last Christmas as if it were yesterday. Home thoughts. I am really 3,000 years old and have dined with Socrates. So says Isak Dinesen. And this is a review in the Paris Review. It was, in a sense, typecasting when a few years ago a film was planned that would have shown us Garbeau playing the role of Isak Dinesen in a screen version of Out of Africa. For the writer is, like the actress, a mysterious creature of the north. Isak Dinesen is really the Danish Baroness Karen Blixen. She is the daughter of Wilhelm Dinesen, author of a classic 19th century work, Boganis, Jatbrief, a hunter or sportsman's letters. And of course, she spent a considerable amount of time here in Kenya. I had seen the royal lion before sunrise, below a waning moon, crossing the grey plain on his way home from the kill, drawing a wake in the silvery grass, his face still red up to the ears. The photograph is by Laurent Baeux. The air was filled with clarity, and over our heads to the west a single star, which was to grow big and radiant in the course of the night. How beautiful were the evenings of the Maasai Reserve when after sunset we arrived at the river or the waterhole where we were to outspan, travelling in a long file. The plains with the thorn trees on them were already quite dark, but the air was filled with clarity, and over our heads to the west a single star, was to grow big and radiant in the course of the night, was now just visible, like a silver point in the sky of citrine topaz. The air was cold to the lungs, the long grass dripping wet, and the herbs on it gave out their spiced, astringent scent. In a little while, on all sides, the cicada would begin to sing. The grass was me, and the air, the distant invisible mountains were me, the tired oxen were me. I breathed with the slight night wind in the thorn trees. She is a tremendous writer, and her short stories are beautiful to read as well. Diani Beach is the most spectacular drop zone in the world. I was there last weekend. This photograph is via Uduni. And I tweeted earlier, mood. This is a shot of monkeys on a Friday morning in Diani by Uduni as well. I came across this in the Atlantic to see the earth as it truly is, small and blue and beautiful in that eternal silence. The poet Archibald MacLeish wrote in the Christmas 1968 edition of the New York Times, is to see ourselves as riders on the earth together, brothers on that bright loveliness in the eternal cold, brothers who know they are truly brothers. Many literary interpretations of this new motif, the astronaut gazing back at earth, would follow, but perhaps none has surpassed a two-paragraph passage in Don DeLillo's 1983 short story Human Moments in World War III, about two men aboard an orbiting military space station, one of whom becomes entranced by his view of Earth through the station's window. The planet fills his consciousness, DeLillo writes, the answer to a lifetime of questions and vague cravings. With special permission from Mr. DeLillo, the passage will appear here at the Atlantic. Volmer had entered a strange phase. He spends all his time at the window now, looking down at the earth. He says little or nothing. He simply wants to look, do nothing but look. The oceans, the continents, the archipelagos. We are configured in what is called a cross-orbit series, and there is no repetition from one swing around the Earth to the next. He sits there looking. He takes meals at the window, does checklists at the window, barely glancing at the instruction sheets as we pass over tropical storms, over grass fires and major ranges. I keep waiting for him to return to his pre-war habit of using quaint phrases to describe the Earth. It's a beach ball, a sun-ripened fruit, but he simply looks out of the window eating almond crunches, the wrappers floating away. The view clearly fills his consciousness. It is powerful enough to silence him, to still the voice that rolls off the roof of his mouth, to leave him turned in the seat, twisted uncomfortably, for hours at a time. The view is endlessly fulfilling. It is like the answer to a lifetime of questions and vague cravings. It satisfies every childlike curiosity, every muted desire. Whatever there is in him of the scientist, the poet, the primitive seer, the watcher of fire and shooting stars, whatever obsessions eat at the night side of his mind, whatever sweet and dreamy yearning he has ever felt for nameless places far away, whatever earth sense he possesses, the neural pulse of some wider awareness, a sympathy for beasts, whatever belief in an immanent vital force, the Lord of creation, whatever secret harboring of the idea of human oneness, whatever wishfulness and simple-hearted hope, whatever of too much and not enough, all at once and little by little, whatever burning urge to escape responsibility and routine, escape his own over-specialization, the circumscribed and inward spiraling self, whatever remnants of his boyish longing to fly, his dreams of strange places and eerie heights, his fantasies of happy death, whatever indolent and sybaritic leanings, lotus eater, smoker of grasses and herbs, blue-eyed gazer into space, all these are satisfied, all collected and massed in that living body, the sight he sees from the window. This is a photograph of a burnt car in a petrol station after the camp fire that tore through California. Josh Adelson, AFP.